How you guys doing? Eric here. Today is Monday, May 7th, 2018. Kind of a chilly, cloudy, kind of a depressing day up here in Gilpin County. I guess it's just a little depressing because it's just kind of quiet and lonely, and I was supposed to start working today, but the job kind of fell through. So yeah, that kind of got me down. But you know, I got my boy Donnie out there, wants me to come work with him, and he's trying to drum up some jobs for us. So hopefully, you know, not too much longer I'll be unemployed here and making some good money building some decks and shit. So anyways, yeah, this morning I woke up and I sensed the smell of mold in my house, which happens almost every spring. I didn't think we would get it I didn't think I'd get it this year because it's so dry this year. We're in a drought. But still, yeah, this last snow, about a foot of snow we had, melted out and got some water down in my crawl space. So yeah, I definitely got a little mold going. But I do have it mitigated. And a couple years back, I put a drainage system down in the basement or down in the crawl space with a sump pump, so I can pump most of the water out of there. So I turned that on, started pumping out the water. It wasn't like as bad as it has been in the past, but yeah, a couple years back I put that system in because I was thinking that was the big contributor to my stepdad's health problems. I'm sure it didn't help because everybody knows that freaking mold is very bad for your health. So back in, yeah, I think it was in 2016 when the first time he got really sick, and I thought he wasn't gonna make it. So from that time on, I decided, man, I gotta keep the mold out of my house, keep him healthy as long as possible. So anyways, he finally lost his battle back in September. So you know, it's not him anymore. You know, he don't have nothing to worry about anymore. But yeah, for me and my dog's health now. But yeah, so I got that on, and hopefully the mold will be gone real quick. But yeah, so yeah, I was watching a video this morning. Trey Gowdy, fucking weirdo. I don't know. He pretends to really care. You know, he pretends to oppose Congress and all this shit and the DEA and all this fucking. But yeah, they were talking about cannabis. Once again, you know, like he's sitting there saying, yeah, he has made it perfectly clear that he doesn't want to legalize cannabis or anything like that. God forbid, no. But you know, he just wants to know why it's a Schedule I drug, right? With a dangerous drug with no medicinal qualities. It has no fucking purpose whatsoever in this world. Basically, is what Schedule I means. You know, even heroin and cocaine have medical uses, but not cannabis. Yeah, they play this fucking game with cannabis, you know, pretend. You know, like they fucking give a shit. Like they don't know the facts. Well, it's a Schedule I drug, so we're not allowed to do research on it. You know, there's so much research done on fucking cannabis every single day by the millions and millions of people who use it. Will tell you they've been researching it for fucking their lifetimes, but that doesn't count. You know, we still don't know you know, it's so ridiculous. After 50 fucking years, they still don't know the true effects of it because we can't do any real legal studies on it because it's Schedule I. It's just such bullshit, man. We all know the truth. It's a powerful fucking medicine. It's not a drug. It's a very powerful, and it's very beneficial to the human race. And anybody can grow it themselves. And that's what they hate about it, you know? That's why the federal government, you know, they're all controlled by the fucking big pharma. You know? The opiate crisis is fucking going on stronger than ever. People are dying in record numbers. You know, every year the number of people ODing on opiates goes up, and the doctors continue to prescribe it. and get people hooked on the shit. You know, it's so fucking obvious, man, that they don't give a fuck about us, man. They don't want us to have a beneficial something like cannabis. They want us using deathly fucking opiates. Alcohol is just fine. Nicotine is just fine. But a beneficial drug or medicine like cannabis, no, man, we can't do it. We don't have the facts on cannabis after all these fucking years. Even here in Colorado, where supposedly we have legal cannabis. Legal cannabis. It's fucking bullshit, man. You know, they keep making new regulations all the time. Just this year they passed new regulations where to legally grow in your house, now you have to have a permit and you have to get a electrical inspection, and they dictate how many plants you can grow, how much you can possess, and you have to have a permit. So how is that fucking decriminalized in any way? It's just fucking bullshit, man. And then the DUI laws, right? You know, I can fucking smoke a joint, a blunt, get fucking high as fuck, riding my snowboard at 50 miles an hour through the woods, perfectly fine, not hurt myself whatsoever or anybody else, high as a motherfucker on cannabis, but I can't safely get in the car and drive. It's fucking bullshit, man. The cops will pull you over and ask you, well, when was the last time you smoked weed? Have you smoked any weed in the last 24 hours? They want to know. Like, as if I smoked a joint yesterday, you know, 23 hours ago, it's going to affect my driving today, you know? And then if you don't tell them the truth, right, they'll suspect you of lying. Like, oh, well, I think you might be high, and that's all they have to do. Fucking, it's such fucking shit, man. All you gotta do is, all a cop has to do is say that you look high to him, and then he can force you to go down to the station and take a fucking blood test. And who knows, maybe you smoked some cannabis a week ago, still in your system, you're gonna get a DUI. And that's the way it works, man. They don't give a fuck. You know, it's just like when fucking the shitbag Trey Gowdy was fucking grilling, so-called grilling, fucking, what's her name? Miss Bitch Clinton, fucking Hillary Clinton, you know, like, oh yeah, he's gonna grill the bitch, he's gonna fucking prosecute her ass. Look, if has anything happened to Hillary, you know, here we are 3 years fucking later, 4 years fucking, 5 years later since the whole scandal started, the emails, nothing. And that's just exactly what it's like in our fucking country, man. They prosecute the fuck out of people like us, but you know, when it comes to the government and fucking all their scandals, it's just like a fucking soap opera, man. I remember my mother used to watch soap operas, and I'd look at it every once in a while, and I'd see that the same fucking scandal was going on 6 months later. The same shit, they're just going on and on and on for months and months and months, and it never gets resolved. But the fucking soap opera continues. That's what it is, man. It's a fucking, our government's a fucking bullshit fucking soap opera play, man. It really is. And it's fucking country dinner playhouse for the fucking masses. It really is a joke. So yeah, that's what it is, man. You know, the president's an actor. The Congress, the senators, they're all a bunch of fucking, all these so-called elected officials in our fake rigged elections are all just a bunch of fucking actors in the soap opera. And they go on and on and on about their fucking scandals to keep the fucking population entertained, and then they sweep it under the rug and go to the next scandal, and nothing ever fucking gets done. So then that's how they keep things the way they are, keep us fucking oppressed. And shit, we tried to help you, but you know, our hands are just tied. Just for fun, he says, get a job. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. That's just the way it is. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. But we're so fucking brainwashed to believe that shit here in America, right? It's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Even though they want us to believe that we have the power to change things, but you know, what are you gonna do? You just can't fight City Hall. We're so brainwashed with our little fucking platitudes and sayings like that Can't fight City Hall. Some things will never change. It's just the way it is. And what are you gonna do? Not a fucking thing. These birds are cool as hell. They're not really scared of people either. They will eat right out of your hand. It's called a camp robber. See, he's not scared of me at all. He's hoping I give him some food. You want the truth? I'll tell you the fucking truth. The whole shit show is set up so that the powerful can remain powerful and we can remain their fucking slaves. That's the truth. The whole shit show is set up to keep the fucking stupid masses believing their fucking lies, that we have rights and freedoms, and keep us all good, happy, productive fucking slaves. And that's what this whole shit show is set up for. You got to pay for your permit, pass inspection, so you can have permission for your God-given rights. You got to agree to the terms and conditions of your permit in order for you to have your God-given rights in America. Your dog needs a license. Your car needs a license. You need a license. You fucking need a license to go hunting. You need a license to go fishing. You need a permit to fucking work. You got to have a fucking business license to do business. And this in the land of the free, you need a permit for your God-given rights. Is what I'm trying to say. You just can't have rights in this country unless you have a permit. Everybody know that. And now you got to have a permit to grow weed legally. You got to pay for your permit. You got to get an inspection. We want to know who's growing weed and who's not. Otherwise, it's illegal.